Okay, nice. Hey, hi there. Hi, how's it going? Hi, folks. Mateus Shuhali. I hope I pronounce your name correctly. How are you doing, folks? Okay, I guess. I mean, while we wait, folks. Oh, hey. Yeah, I'm great. Great. Thank you for replying. Hi, Shreya. So I guess while we're waiting everybody to start, I can go with a short agenda. So first thing first, thank you everybody for joining. Hopefully more people join later, but yeah, let's see. So the agenda for today is, I'll share some announcements, some things, about what's happening, what has been happening lately with the publication. Nothing big is changing. So, just a way to catch up with you. Uh, I'll make some changes with what we're doing, but again, nothing major. Then I'll answer some questions, talk with you, have a hang out a bit, chat for a bit, and then if there are no questions, or even if there are questions, I'll talk to you about some things I've been thinking about, as in what we about some questions about some lessons we can take from other non-data related things. And yeah, let's see how things are going, you know. So first thing first. Hey, hi there. So here's what's happening with the, for paid subscribers. I've been running these workshops and uh, live coaching calls. So, initially when all this started, it was the energy there was amazing. It was great energy. Really. I love this. Nowadays, things started winding down. Less and less people joined, and in the last workshop, nobody joined, which is fine, which is great. I know why. Essentially, we are a group of experienced data practitioners, and essentially, we are all very busy people. I am a very, very busy person. I know it's hard to join a live coaching call or a workshop, and that's pretty normal. So here's what I'm thinking really. Apparently, this format is not working great. So what I'm planning is I'll certainly keep the workshops. We're doing the workshops, I'm doing them. If anybody joins, that's great. If not, it's still valuable content for everybody. Like people can watch this and learn and become better operators. That's what we're trying to do with those coaching calls, with those workshops. Sorry, workshops. Now, the coaching calls where we, if you don't know, the idea here is you submit questions up front, and then we answer those questions live. And again, if there are people who haven't submitted their questions, they have the opportunity to ask questions during the call. So we have these, and I do this both the workshops and the group coaching slash enablement calls, because those are great opportunity, to catch up, to chat together, to have this uh, great time together really. So the idea here with the live coaching calls is that I'll pause them. I'll still ask questions. You'll still have the opportunity to ask questions, but because again, getting together and interacting each other is very, very hard. As in, you might have meetings, it might not be the great time, and you might be at work. It's not it's not really great to be alone in these rooms, or having people with turn cameras off. So you ask questions, and I'll compile those, and every now and then we'll reply to those questions in a written form, or again, shoot a video, reply to questions, and so on. But those won't be live calls anymore. That doesn't mean I'm taking things out. I will start writing more things, or come up with something new. So essentially, especially paid subscribers, don't you won't get less content. It would be just a different form of content. So yeah, if you have any questions, thoughts about all of these, you can always reach out. If you have ideas even right now, I would be more than happy if you ask these questions now, and we can chat about this at the moment. uh but essentially, this is the biggest announcement. If you want, we can start talking about stuff. If you have questions or comments, I'll be more than happy to discuss anything, really, folks. Okay. Well, while you are thinking about it, or having any questions or things to discuss, really, I have I've been thinking about something lately. It's You might not know that, but I love playing video games. I love, really, really love playing video games. I don't know if you do. If you play games, tell me which games do you play. But lately, I started playing a new game. It's called Arc Raiders. The game itself doesn't matter. It's about what they did that made me think a lot. This game, they started as the idea was to be a free game for everybody, and then you purchase things while playing the game. And uh, it was supposed to be only a game versus a PvE game, which means you only play against AI. But what happened is people found out that they ran a few playtests and found out that it's not really a great model. People didn't like that. So they pivoted, made it PvP, made a lot of changes, relied a lot on data. And what I'm thinking is, we, data teams, we can learn a lot from these other products, in a sense, things that are not strictly related to data. So here are three lessons that I learned, really, that I loved. The first thing is they run playtests, which means they got small cuts, like MVPs, minimum viable products, from this game, and handed it to people to play it, to test the product, in a sense. So what we can really think about is, what we can really learn from this is that we need to treat those playtests, if you wish, those cuts, as decision engines, and not just marketing, not to brag about what we did, but to help us find out if we're running in the right position, into the right direction. So in a sense, we talk about a lot about this in this publication, Data Gibberish. I talk a lot about this in my notes, in my posts. It's about, instead of going away when you have a new project, instead of going away for 6 weeks, for example, and then coming back with something done, you can start by having a small MVP, handing it to the stakeholder, and checking if that's what they need. If that's what they need, you keep on doing that. You treat it as a data point and you keep iterating. So it's a decision engine, those cuts. And here's the second lesson. You need to pivot fast if the data says the loop is wrong. So if you go away for these 6 weeks and your stakeholder says, it's totally wrong, it would be way, way, way harder to rebuild all the pipelines, to rebuild the infrastructure, rebuild dashboards, or whatever you've done. It's way better, it's way easier to make those changes fast if you iterate. So if you iterate in small cuts, again, the idea is you add just one source, for example, pull that source and show them the data as a spreadsheet. Here's what we have. Would that work for you? Okay, if that works, let's let's build a small report on that. Does that align with your views? Yeah, okay, that aligns. If not, again, go back, rebuild the view, rebuild the dashboard, and keep on going with that loop. The idea here is, again, what we can see from this particular product, this particular game, but also in general, is you you can pivot faster, fine, but also your stakeholders or your players in that case, they feel a part of the development of this whole product, which means they get way more attached and feel like they have been a part of shaping this thing. And this increases the success of your project a lot. And I mean like a lot by at least 10 times. I've seen that a lot, many, many, many times in the past. And it works 100% of the times. Every time, instead of just being the, support group, the ticket takers, you're being more like a partner in developing a data product, if you wish, and work together with that group, with those stakeholders, and it works, just works very, very well if you have these short loops. Now, third lesson that you can uh, learn is, again, this product, this game, they started as a free game, the idea, but then they found out that people don't want to just pay all the time. They don't want this live service. They prefer to pay a price and have a full baked product, in a sense. So again, we as a data team, what we can do is, instead of you know just building things and handing them to other teams and hope for the best, what I usually do is I work with them on these MVPs, but when things happen, so it takes more and more time, and I don't have the capacity to support them and support other projects. Essentially, I ask them for support, as in, hey, you know what? We now spend a lot of time. It has the potential to grow this project to grow a lot. So can you help me to get more budget, to hire more people, or just focus on that, or grow my team, or something like that? And again, every time, or most of the times at least, when my team grew, it was not because I went to a stakeholder and just to my manager and was asking for a budget. It was because a stakeholder backed my ask, in a sense. A stakeholder would come to my manager and say, "Hey, you know what? I chatted to Yordan, and he said he needs more resource, he needs more budget. We can help with that. This is how the team can grow." And it's when you have people that believe in you, in what you do, they see the value, they're more than happy to pay the price for that. So those are the three lessons that I would say we all, as data people, can learn from things that are completely unrelated to data products, to data engineering. I don't know. Do you have any thoughts about these folks? Any questions about it? And yeah, again, if you have anything, I'll be more than happy. If you paste your questions, if you post your questions in the chat, this here is the idea here is to have this interactive uh session so we can all participate. And while again, in the meantime, I'll repeat some of these announcements. Essentially, the idea here is we have the workshops for paying subscribers, which are the idea here is to make you a better operator, as in how to plan projects, how to uh, s- write documentation, all of these things that are your day to day job, but are not writing code. Those are the things that help mid and senior data engineers become leads and even more, to get more buy-in from stakeholders, to get all of this. That's what we do. We've been doing that for a few months. However, instead of always doing them live, I'll most of the times I'll just record them, essentially, especially when there's nobody who wants to join. If people want to join, by the way, I'll probably give something extra to those folks, like a prompt or a template or something like that. uh and yeah, we'll see. We'll probably might move those group coaching calls to text based, really. So yeah, do you have anything else to chat about, really? If you have any topics or any questions, again, more than happy to take anything. Okay, I don't see any questions in the chat. uh I guess, the last thing was somebody asked me, DM'd me on Substack here lately about Black Friday. I usually don't do these things, and I'm still hesitant to do this, like a promotion or anything like that about Black Friday. So again, a question to folks here is: would you be interested in something like that? Like if we make something bigger? If not, I mean, again, I personally strongly believe in the value we provide. I've seen it more, I've seen it a lot of times, many, many times. Again, people reach out to me and saying, like, hey, you know what? I started, the last person was, they told me that they subscribed in January, I believe, and shared this story about being promoted just by using the templates we built together here as a group. Uh, and that promotion happened in April, so it was really good. Yeah, I don't know. Also, do you folks see me well? It feels like I'm lagging a bit. Is that correct? Okay, it feels like uh that's everything. As in, nobody's having any questions anymore, or no comments. So I guess we can leave it there. It was great. It was great to see that people joined. Thank you so much for that. It's I'm really glad that you decided to spend your time in this live stream. So yeah, thank you again. Uh, Hopefully I'll see you again in a stream like that very very soon. Uh, Bye everybody, and yeah, see you soon. Bye.